One. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, when I was a child, I joined the choir, but over the course of time, when I hit puberty and I grew up, I realized that I was tone deaf and I couldn't sing for shit. There were so many better other people and aspirational models who were just better at music, and that kinda made me feel bad. We think, ladies and gentlemen, that uniquely the rise of AI assisted music has largely been able to democratize the space and accessibility because the industry has largely been gate-kept and had been contingent on externalities that you cannot control. Things like, oh, are you good at being able to do music? Oh, a particular record label or musician being able to even afford to be able to have a partnership with a record label, or even having network with producers, and even having connections to powerful studios to be able to go through the entire process of creating music, from creating it, from refining it, from distributing it, to marketing it, because we understand how the margins are kind of thin with regard to those particular things with music. We on Side Proposition believe that the rise of AI through the creation of these particular tools, we support that. This has largely democratized the space for the world, and the access to this, because of the rise in and of itself, is a good that leads to a more competitive environment that makes it better for artists. A couple of features of our model. Number one, this is a value judgment debate, not about like AI assisted music being good or bad, but uniquely about the rise and what it's done. We tell you there are three particular stakeholders here. A, those who want to get into music, meaning starting artists, those who are rich, those who are poor, those who are indie, those who are mainstream, because we recognize that music exists in a spectrum. B, those currently there and how they often serve as incumbents and tend to get like gatekeepy with particular things, and I'm referring to like producers and record labels. And C, I'm talking about society at large, potential fans or people love and enjoy music. The second thing is, we think that the rise includes, but is not limited to, the proliferation of different tools like Artist.io, Murica, AIVA, anything that assists in the automation of harmony, melody, tune, pitch, to whatever extent that it does to be able to make that quality of music particularly better. And we think that the rise, particularly the growing trend of these things, manifests itself in the creation of new UGCs, or user-generated content, of people being able to enter the space, and it actually promotes the industry and actually makes it actually better for people like indie artists or less known artists to be able to have a chance to be able to assist and distribute their music. Meaning, we support the rise in whatever way, shape, and form that makes it more accessible. The third is that in order to have a good debate, I'm going to defend the full range, meaning if you use like a pepper or a little bit of AI, or you have a second voice, meaning half the whole track is an AI, or heck, I'll even bite the bullet and say the entire song in and of itself 100% is AI created. And we think that it still uniquely creates a sense of value wherein you're someone who has to be able to prompt it, you're someone who has to be able to engineer it in a way to be able to make sense. And we think the effort of that in and of itself is able to like suck the oxygen from what side opposition might say, meaning, oh, Joseph, you're gonna make people lose jobs. Oh, Joseph, you're gonna make the music industry fake. Bros, let's be real. Anything you hear on YouTube or on Spotify, it's been auto-tuned. They literally edit the shit out of that in every way, shape, and form, especially if you're like a K-pop idol or beanie, to make it fucking perfect. That is to say, in status quo, we question the lens of true authenticity, because authenticity is really being able to march to the beat of your own drum and create that content that actualizes you. We have to uniquely understand how artists do this for themselves as opposed to having to please anyone. Meaning, if side opposition's clash is going to be about authenticity or fakeness, bro, then why do people have to like edit the track, right? Why do we even do things to be able to make it better? Because they have a proximate interest to make themselves look good. They also have a proximate interest to their fans to like have the best version of it. Meaning, if you really want to be able to vibe check how they're like versus what you listen, attend their concert, bro. Watch them live. That's how you can make a comparison. That's how we can say that, oh, this artist, he's good live and in Spotify. Or, oh, dude, this guy, he's actually better live, man. Or this guy, bro, not worth it. He sucks live. So as a consequence, because of these tools proliferating and making it more accessible, people are able to make informed particular decisions. What have we told you so far, right? We particularly told you how the rise is able to democratize access to the creation of music, and this ranges in the full value chain, not just creating it, but being able to improve the particular music that you have in order to make it more accessible and palatable to particular people. And ultimately, as a consequence, you really create a mutually beneficial capital incentive structure that allows them to just be able to profit more and distribute it. Because whether you're a privileged or white girl from Texas who has the capacity to become the next Taylor Swift or something, or you're some dude like me who's tone deaf but wants to be able to meaningfully contribute in your own way to the particular industry, we're able to give more jobs and opportunity to people who are wondering about the space, and it no longer becomes contingent on things like having money, having a rich dad who is a partner in a record label or studio, or having to, like, I don't know, do something sketchy like sleep with the guy who owns the thing, because that's your only chance to be able to get your track across to particular people. Uniquely, what this does is that it creates a sense of innovation, and even to the extent of competition happening, it actually makes artists be able to compete. Because as the rise happens, more people start incorporating AI, and it becomes like AI versus AI. It becomes so interesting to the point that people are competing, and we think it can even reach a point where like it's so AI'd out, and that in and of itself creates like a new opportunity for people to be like hipster, like meta hipster, meaning like, oh, my song, brah, it's all me, no editing, no AI. So, because these tools right now in status quo are being able to liberate and democratize the space, it gives an opportunity and access for artists to be able to have a voice and share that capacity to be able to grow the particular thing. We think the rise of that, particularly with more people talking about it, more people sharing it, and more people being able to support it, as opposed to calling them fake and disingenuous, is something we support in Side Proposition. And with that, we are very proud to stand and open this debate. Thank you.